We should. People get.
I feel like I'm pretty far enough away
We're
that.
trying to get.
Yeah, you're pretty nice. You're 6 foot.
I feel like I just.
You're gonna scooch it away,
Get
Dick.
over there.
I put my glasses on, I can't.
You all set?
Yes, sir.
It's 9 o'clock, let's call a meeting order. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Any additions or deletions to the agenda? If not, it'll stand as read. Approval of minutes. Everybody get a chance to read the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve them.
Second.
Second? No. Yes?
Yep.
Okay, Kim, financial report.
Our beginning cash balance is $842,867.25. All of our deposits are normal. We got some reports from Jenny, that's why you see so many things on here. So just, again, normal, the ORV, interest. We had a TWA project with Jason, so that runs through us. And then our advantage to TWA Max, just so you know, this is something we have not talked about since you've been here yet. What a TWA is it's through the state. The contractor does all the work, but we get 8.5% overhead through running it through this road commission. So it's 8.5% overhead is what that's the advantage. Everything else, like I said, is very normal. You'll see on here that there are a couple adjustments with the state. So our audit from last year with the state, we were getting around 15,000 back, and they gave it to us. Then they took us.
They took away, didn't they?
Yes,
Yeah.
and so they had to give it back.
Well,
So
that was nice
that
of
just
them.
proves that everybody is human. So they called and let us know that, so that's all in there and taken care of now.
Okay.
So our deposits are $904,033.29. Our charges are obviously normal, accounts payable, payroll, AHRA. Total charges are $285,419.65. Our ending cash balance is $461,480.89.
Okay, Kim, thank you, that was good report. Approval of accounts payable. Everybody get a chance to look them over?
Make a motion to pay the bills?
I'll second.
Support.
Yep.
Yes. Pay the bills. Public comment is up next. Where are they?
Anybody watching?
I don't know.
Looks like there's a few people watching.
Is there anything on there, David?
I don't,
It's to the right if there's anything, the right half of this one.
no, I don't see anybody.
Okay, there's no public comment at this time. We'll move on to old business. Bridge report, number 1.
Ongoing, no word on the grant yet.
No word yet.
I did get an email that said, there were 25 applicants. for like $5.2 million worth of grants, and they're still in the process of selecting. So it was just an email to say, we're on that list of 25 applicants, and it's still in process.
In the process.
So that's a good,
Yeah.
good sign, so.
Well, yeah. So that's what that's at, okay. Project number 2, updates. Project updates.
That'd be me.
That'd be you, David, yeah.
As of right now, we got Keene Road. They're,
Got what now?
Keene Road up in Winterfield.
Okay,
They're hauling some sand up there right now, getting that ready. So that's ongoing. Adams Road in the Grandin Township and Hatton Township split, those
Yeah.
2 miles.
yeah,
That's getting pretty much wrapped up. We're got a scheduled delivery date of gravel for October 1. I know it's getting late in the year, but that's the earliest Hubschers can get it to us.
how
So
much gravel will that be? I mean,
About 8,700 ton.
Yeah, it's a big.
Yep. So
That'd be-
for
that'd
the
be
2
good.
miles. So
yeah,
yep. So and I'm-
That's an old project, isn't it, David? That's from last year.
well, yeah, I think
Kinda.
it
yeah,
was.
that's carryover.
It
Yeah.
was. Yeah, I believe so.
Mhm.
Willow Road, we're gonna be moving there tomorrow, hopefully, and the trees are all cut on it. We're gonna start getting the stumps out of there and getting that ready. So, and Hupchers is gonna have the gravel for that one the same time they do Adams, is what they told me. So hopefully all 3 of those projects can be wrapped up very soon.
Do we have a no-go date on that? You know, last year we laid that gravel down so late and we had so much rain and we had so many troubles. How late in the year are we gonna go if there is a delay?
We'll go as late as we have to, as long as they give it to us.
Depending on the weather.
So you'll lay it down in November if it's November?
The weather's all right, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
get her, if the weather
I mean-
cooperates, we don't know.
Yeah. If the moisture in the gravel's, 8, 7, 6%, that's perfect. And it's not freezing or anything like that. There's no reason we can't get it down and compacted and sealed up, and
You know, we don't have a foot of snow or something,
don't say that word yet.
No, but anything could happen.
Right, yeah, I know.
But it's ongoing.
I know we had issues in the past, so with putting it down a little late.
Yeah,
but-
late last year.
I know it.
That won't happen again, so.
Okay,
Ashford Road in Arthur Township, right by the hall there.
mhm.
Kelly's Tree Services cutting trees on that, supposedly started yesterday on it, so. So we're gonna,
Yeah, do they have quite a few trees?
yeah, there's quite a few there, but, 80 has already been cut, so we're gonna, the plan is to go to Willow and stump that, and then that excavator will go to 80 and start stumping that, so. We're trying to wrap everything together, so
Yeah.
get as much done as we can, as quick as we can.
That's slated for gravel this fall too?
Yeah, we probably won't make it to the gravel with those ones, so.
That's good, what else you got?
Lake of the Pines is completed. Al Hausler called us and he's very pleased with what we did.
Good,
He's, all on board with that one. He likes the results of that, so that turned out good.
did it, that's
Yeah.
good.
And we've been doing some shoulder work around the county with the graders, so getting a lot of compliments on that
I
as
see
well.
quite a bit of shoulder work going on. Yeah.
Can't eat it.
Yeah, so.
Got anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay,
How's your
thank,
ride-along program going?
thank you, Dave.
Good. I was gonna discuss that when
Okay.
the comments, but
Yeah.
it's actually going good. I meet with Sheridan Township today, and I meet with Frost tomorrow, so, and I think we'll only have probably 4 more to meet with, and we met with all 16, so.
Cool.
Very good,
Seems to be going well,
good.
so.
Number 3, building improvements, tabled until January, okay.
Yep. Still good.
That's the one that, yeah, right. That's it. Number 4, 401A plan,
All right, so, as discussed at last board meeting, Donna went through, we made a correction to an error we had made.
Yeah,
So everything's typed up and ready to go. So if we can today, review this and hopefully adopt our new plan to take effect October 1st for any new hire after October 1st.
after October 1.
Correct.
The only
No
change
changes
from
except for those.
2 weeks ago is that error correction, is that right?
Yeah,
That's the only
yeah,
thing.
it was, it was just a,
Yep.
so there will be, I will set up something for current employees that they will have a one-time option to opt out of the defined benefit into the new defined
They can
contribution
do that,
plan.
okay. One-
So they will have a one-time option. But that's something I'll discuss with MERS, probably set up an in-house meeting so MERS can describe, the scenarios and so everybody understands what they're
Yeah,
deciding on, so.
but this is the same thing we went over last meeting.
Correct,
isn't it? Yeah.
yes. I have a letter of understanding signed by the union. So they have agreed that they're on board
They're on board
with this
with this,
decision
okay.
that for any new hire after October 1st, whether it's union or administrative,
Yeah,
it should be,
under
it should be
that,
good to go.
okay.
On this, I don't need to see that.
Okay, okay.
On the 2% contribution, so that's 2% that the road commission's paying
Yep.
for the cumulative funds as they grow. So when you get $5 million worth of employee funds, we're paying, how does that 2%?
It's 2% of your gross wage biweekly.
Did we shop around or we just went to MERS?
We did, Edward, was it Edward?
Jones.
Edward
Edward
Jones, Donna
Yeah.
said, yeah.
And the fees were higher. I
Okay.
do have that data.
Okay,
I feel comfortable keeping it with
So,
MERS.
we don't wanna
If the fees are,
Didn't it want a larger upfront thing?
Yeah, they
with
talked.
Edward
So,
Jones?
Yeah.
I think with Edward Jones too, they wanted
That's not bad.
100% participation, like
Okay.
every employee would have to participate as well.
We'd have to change the whole thing.
Yeah, I think the problem is we're so small, when we say new hires, we don't know
and then
how
you,
many new hires we'll have.
so Tim, we're gonna, what we had decided 2 board meetings ago, I think I had the addendum or the,
Yeah, you did.
so it was 2% of their gross wage biweekly is paid by the road commission.
That's right.
And then if the employee elects to participate in up to 4%, if they put in up to 4%, we will match up to 4%.
okay,
So if they put in 4, they'll actually be getting 10, 6 from us, 4 from them. And then beyond that is whatever they would be all their money,
go back on that. So if they put in 4, we're matching 4, so how do you get 10?
plus 2.
Plus two.
2 is automatic.
Okay,
Okay.
and then there's an additional 2 for administrative.
No.
No, it was,
It's all the same.
There- I
it was
don't-
like point.
It's all in the same,
If I'm understood it correctly, last discussion, and I've not been in any discussion, but if I understood how you explained it last time, the administrative fees aren't on the employees, they're on the road commission.
Yeah, and Donna had, it's a small percentage of,
yeah, that's separated.
So I think that
isn't
was
it?
your concern
Yeah.
last time, how can employees get 2% every whatever?
Yeah.
I don't believe that is the case, and here comes Donna right around.
Regarding the fees that MERS will
Yeah.
charge us, yes, it's on the road commission.
Do you know what percentage it is, or?
It's, I wanna say 1.5%, based on the total amount in the account
Mhm.
that it would come back.
But that was the same discussion we had
Yeah,
last meeting. Yeah.
I don't know if we discussed admin fees, but I don't,
yeah.
I just
was a-
remember
No.
it being,
there was an email Donna had that compared.
Yeah,
the differences
Yeah.
of Edward Jones, what their admin
Mhm.
fees were, plus they had some other stipulations where MERS was less.
Yeah.
Plus, we can, because, you know, starting out, we may only have one employee for a little while, or two, you know?
Right.
And then,
Right.
Then
where
as
Edward
to-
Jones
as
wanted
time
kind of a
goes, yeah.
whole rollover and
Yes.
a bigger group of people, so.
Their price break was after like 400,000 in the account,
Cumulative or individual?
accumulative.
Okay.
So that after all these numbers are crunched, how much are we gonna save over our defined contribution plan?
I don't have that, I mean, it's going to be
Well,
less.
the largest advantage is that we're paying as we go.
Yeah.
So we don't have this
So we're
great
not
big,
going
We can
in.
see
there
what we're
with
doing.
we don't have this great big liability
Just
looking
pay
at
as
us
we
like
go.
we have now.
Once we put money in the account is paid.
Yeah,
Right.
And we're
Here's-
good with that.
here's
And you
the
can
other-
take it with you.
And here's the other advantage.
good thing, yeah.
Is that if we're going to allow, we are going to allow current employees a one-time offer to jump into this plan. So if any of the C1 current employees want to move there, we're getting rid of that, you know, liability that can keep building, and they would have a better offer in the defined contribution plan, in my opinion.
Yeah,
That's just
it
my
makes a
opinion.
lot of sense, yeah.
So we could be getting rid of building liability in the C1 plan under the defined benefit.
If you were a gambling woman, I'm not saying you are,
I'm not,
what's the
but
chances of somebody jumping from defined benefit into this?
into the C1,
Yeah.
I would gamble on that,
Yeah.
Yes.
You would.
and I'm not a gambling person. And yes, I
I,
would.
I.
Okay, so if somebody, let's say that we have an allegation of $500,000 for an employee, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
They jump in there immediately, are we paying 1.5% of that $500,000
To,
to administer that?
Their C1 would freeze, wouldn't it?
their
Well-
C1 would, I
Oh, so they
don't,
wouldn't transfer that
I
fund?
don't know if their money transfers
That's what we
over.
would have to find out, once we get this active, that would be our next step. Before we meet with the employees, because during our union meeting, it was, guys were inquiring, and I'm sure there's probably some type of, probably a buyout type where they would give them a percentage based on their
You would give them
their
choice.
vesting period, and then roll that into, and end the C1 and start, you know what I mean? You
Yes.
wouldn't freeze and start a new one, I think it would
Right,
buy out and roll and
Yes.
start
But
out
I-
a new one.
that's the way I,
What I
Yeah.
looked at when I was looking at the C1 plan, correct me if I'm wrong, Donna, it appeared to me that the road commission is paying approximately 7.7%.
yeah,
When you get into this new DC plan, what's the maximum?
6,
see, yeah.
But total,
10.
10 total with their contribution and 6 with ours. So they have the ability to make it larger, in my opinion. And I hope,
There's some gray areas here that scare me.
okay,
And not that scare me, but I don't want the taxpayers to be on the hook for something we've overlooked.
No.
So I
What,
am.
what would that, what do you,
No.
sorry.
Okay, so is it, okay, if employee Z decides to transfer over, what is gonna be our cost, our obligation costs? What are our costs that we have already accrued from his retirement? And how's that gonna transfer over, and what's the additional cost? That's what I'm concerned about. Because these little 2% things can eat you up if you don't have deductions.
Oh, yeah.
but it's not gonna be a massive amount of money. We're talking C1s, those are people under 10 years.
Right.
So their money that their 5% that they contributed,
Mhm.
that will go. That was their money, that will go. Only a smaller percent of the road commission's payments towards that is going. Because they're not vested. They don't get all the money that we,
Yeah, yeah.
so
Well, it's a good point that he brings up.
it's a
That's
smaller amount.
Yeah,
I mean, I do know on
go
on
ahead.
other companies, policies, you know, on a 401k
Yeah,
through an employer, you know, the employee pays for the maintenance charge, which you're talking about.
the maintenance charge.
Right. On a lot of them, but on that.
Yeah.
That's why I
Well,
wanted.
That's what Tim's asking, is the
Yes.
maintenance
And-
charge. It ain't the
But then
percentage.
we're already
put in.
assuming that we're gonna pay the charge, which is a percentage and a half. And you get 20 employees and it grows fast,
Yeah,
right? So it's feasible. in
Donna,
10
do you have that email
Yes.
from
In
Sonia?
10 years, we could theoretically be paying $50,000-$60,000 a month just in,
Administrative
Yes.
costs type of thing.
You're right. I mean,
yes. So if
yeah.
I wanna make sure and have my ducks in a row that those fees are our responsibility or the employee's responsibility. Is there a split? What are other counties doing? I'd like to know this.
I'd like to know that.
I know that, I can say that I know that a lot of employees have closed out their DB plan. They started to going to a hybrid plan, and then the hybrid plans were, I'm seeing them disappearing. I don't know why, nor do I ask. If I see them disappearing, I think it's disappearing for a reason. And then I see everyone just doing the same thing, lying in the sand, and they're going to DC plans. Obviously for reasons, but these are reasons when we're pretty well funded. And from what I'm understanding, a lot of road commissions are under 50% funded. So again, that's what I'm understanding.
Yeah,
And so,
you stay up on that stuff pretty well. I mean,
yes.
I know you do.
So that's just what I see coming through emails and,
Well, what I would like to do is, Dwayne, you tell me if I'm wrong, but I would like to pass this for the new employees that you wanna hire and get that rolling. But I sure would like to have more conversations on the transfer of existing to this.
We can definitely do that. And
Yeah, that makes
Because
sense.
you were gonna do that right away anyway, weren't you? Just to,
Yeah,
That
before
was the
we,
next.
yeah. I think this
But
was
that
step
is-
one, and then there was,
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes
because
sense.
I would really have a plan for October 1st,
Yeah,
so I,
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
You need this to get the ball rolling.
We
can- we can-
I'm with Tim, I wanna know more.
we
about
can
that too.
proceed with that.
Yeah.
Right? We can proceed with that phase.
Yeah, we can do the-
yes,
Yeah.
it's just the transfer.
And the transferring, okay, let's,
It's actually 0.4%.
does that make sense, Dwayne?
What's
This is
that?
the average cost.
To hold up a little on this transferring
Is
this
$3.80.
plan,
Yeah,
you know?
per employee.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna have MERS, all the details. I could have them come here
I was
first,
doing a combined
go over
because we
everything,
have all
but-
these
Yeah,
plans.
it won't put us
I don't-
behind or anything like that, it's just, yeah.
The healthcare savings.
Is anybody gonna do it?
For 457.
Probably not, but
We gotta.
a
we gotta
couple
spend more
guys
time
were
on
thinking
that
about
one,
it.
So I
I
can get a
had, their
grasp
wheels
of
were
this,
turning,
right?
so,
Yeah.
That's okay.
I mean, it's ultimately
But
their
yes, it would
decision
be a
based
cheaper
on
cost
the
to
information we
to
give
do
them.
it that
so.
way.
Well, yeah,
And
absolutely.
again, the money that's in
But,
there is
yeah,
not gonna
something-
be substantial like it is in
This
the
is
plan.
involved with this, it takes a little time,
Mhm.
you're thinking, that we're on the first step now,
Mhm.
that we're making some headway, and I think in the long run, we're gonna, as long as we can keep them paid up like that, we'll be in a lot better shape.
especially with a DC plan for
Oh,
sure.
yeah,
And I think most of the, any of the C1 people would be from what year?
2013 forward.
two-thirds.
September of 2000, or excuse me, October of 2013.
All right.
So we got about 12 employees.
Yeah, so the 7-ish years,
Oh, yeah.
so not fully vested even.
Yes. So a fraction of their
Just something to
plan
think
would go
about.
over.
All right, we can move on, I think we're in a.
Well-
I think we need a motion.
Well, we do,
Yeah,
yeah,
we would need a motion to adopt,
yeah.
4-way plan for new hires.
yeah, and
401.
then do we
401K
have to
plan.
also adopt the LOU and sign it? Is there a spot for us to sign on that?
Yes,
Yes.
Dick signed it.
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
so we should also put in that we're accepting the LOU too, and that you have signed that. I think we
Yes.
should be just cleared, just so we're,
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
really not sure if we have to sign that, but put it in our minutes, but we should, just in case, so we're dotting i's, crossing t's, just to be safe. So.
Yes, we should, yes.
I say let's, adopt, I'm not sure what that form is even called, but let's.
401A plan? Is it just-
401A.
Is that what we wanna?
So we're gonna, essentially for new hires, as per Dwayne's guidance, let's authorize,
Yeah,
I'll look at it and get the right
get
wording.
the right
so-
terminology and let's go with it.
So,
so I'll make that motion.
in a second,
I'll second it.
okay?
Yep.
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 Okay,
Big motion's passed.
all right, and then the letter of understanding,
Letter of understanding, yes.
can I get them?
I'll make a motion, we accept the letter of understanding
Second.
with the union.
Support,
So,
for second.
And then Dick has signed it.
Yeah, that's
Yep,
already
we'll be
signed.
signing it, excuse me.
Yeah,
And then we will, I'm not 100% sure, but we will want to make sure copies of that also go to our attorneys and Jim, just to make sure that they know that that is coming and look at that for our audit, because that could make a difference on what goes on our financial reports and such.
so what you're saying, we send it to clerk's office, plus.
Yep, just so they're
plus
aware of
our-
it.
Plus Jim, our,
Our auditor, so,
Auditor.
because that could affect our numbers that go on our audit, because they figure that for like so many years out.
yeah,
Mhm.
okay, that's good. Are we ready to move on? How about number 5? Auto video for the boardroom.
Yeah, I gotta get a microphone still.
Okay,
I forgot, to be honest with you.
well, that's all right. It's gotta be all right for now. But everything's working all right with that thing.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a couple people say it's hard to hear, but
Well,
videos seems fine, so.
yeah, videos, good, fine. If you need anything, that's it, all right. Let's move on to new business. Number 1, Cedar Road culvert.
Cedar Road culvert,
Yeah.
culvert that washed out back in May, or
Cedar
April
Road.
when the floods
Yeah.
happened. So that's been an ongoing project or whatever. We got our Eagle permit signed,
That's what?
Eagle permit, the DEQ permit,
DQ, yeah.
Okay.
signed Monday
Mm-hmm.
this week. So we are good to go with that. Al put out a request for quotes for a 28-foot, 8-inch aluminum arch culvert, which is gonna be technically a bridge now.
Yeah.
So we got 2 quotes. We sent it out to 3 companies that we thought could do this. 1 company said that they couldn't. 2 came back with quotes. The low quote is $94,375 for the structure. And then there's some additional cost for a cofferdam we're gonna build. The second quote was $107,978 just for the structure, so
Oh,
there's a difference of $13,000.
mhm.
And do you have an association with these people, Dwayne?
Yes,
to
I do.
know Both of them do good work?
Yes, the low bidder I've worked with several
Yeah, that-
times, and
What's the low bidders company, what is it?
it's called Contech.
They've been in this county before, haven't they, or not? I probably don't know.
I'm not sure, but
The name just seems familiar to me for some reason, so I don't know.
Who's gonna do the cofferdam and that stuff? Are we gonna contract that out, or?
well, so Contech will provide us shop drawings of the structure, and then they will fabricate the structure and deliver it to the site. Construction-wise, I'd like to do it with our own forces is my goal.
Yeah,
So I've got a constructability plan in place. I've got an idea of what we can do. It's just a matter of, if we get the low bid approved, I can let the guy know today. He said he'll turn around shop drawings.
Mhm.
I've got another TEG, is one of our as-needed engineering firms. He'll put together a design for my cofferdam sheeting for me quick, because it's got to meet certain scour criteria with the river and everything. So we'll have everything in place there. I'd like to construct it toward the end of October, and then TG will come in, do a final bridge inspection, do all our reports, and it'll end up going into our bridge inventory for the state. So we'll be adding a bridge to our inventory.
Adding a bridge to the
But
inventory.
that, we have to.
Because that's actually what you're saying, it's a bridge.
Anything spanning more than 20 feet or more is considered a bridge.
Yeah.
And Eagle wouldn't permit us anything less than 28 feet 8 inches, so.
Well, it's gonna be done right, that's for sure.
Jensen Bridge was the other bidder,
Jensen's,
but they actually partner with a company called Lane Enterprises that actually fabricates it, and Jensen's more kind of like a distributor for them, so.
They've done quite a lot of work for us over the years.
Right, and we asked US Bridge for a quote, and they said they did not do these type of structures, but they do other types, but this is what we had permitted for, so,
Does this come as one piece?
no.
Okay, we gotta put it together.
We will, so it's gonna be 40 feet long by 28
Wide
feet
width.
wide. Height is 9'4", and it will come in a bunch of pieces. So we're gonna construct it on site next to the river, and then get a crane and set it, and then we're.
That was my concern, I was wondering if we were gonna have to rent a machine to set
We'll have
it.
to rent a crane, we will have to rent equipment to drive the sheeting, but then the rest will be our own manpower and equipment. And I've done this before with
You've had some
our own
experience.
personnel, and I think if we contract this type of project out, I think it's gonna get very high in the dollar amount, so.
Well, you're comfortable with it, but, you think that,
I am confident that we can build this, so.
sounds good to me.
Can I make a comment?
Yeah.
I think we should set this up as a project number,
We will.
and then also, can I get copies of what's in your folder?
Mhm.
And then second, I have to put this in our infrastructure as a new bridge, because it depreciates.
Okay.
So I'll just need copies of, the new person will need copies of things as they come in.
Okay.
And I'll make that person aware of that too.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, ready to move on to the next
Well,
one?
I'll make a motion, we accept
Yeah,
the best bid and the best interest of the road commission, put it that way.
I'll second.
good motion, support.
Yes.
Aye.
Thank you.
Number 2, discuss the annual board meeting in September.
Additional.
Additional board meeting in September.
So there are some things that have to be completed prior to September end. It is a very busy, honestly, when is it not busy? We have more checks that need to be completed rather than accruing a batch checks like this, which is gonna make it harder for other people as well.
When do you want the meeting?
I was wondering if we could have it, I double check with Dwayne and he's open on all of the days. 28, 29.
You're here anyway.
28, 29th, or 30th, any of the 3 days.
Well, what day is Wednesday?
Let's get the calendar.
Wednesday's the 30th?
Can we just do it Wednesday at 9 o'clock
That is perfectly fine if it's okay with everyone else.
and get it finished?
I'm good with it.
I'm good with it.
What date, what's the date, did you say?
September 30th.
9:30.
It's the last day of September.
The last day of September, yeah.
So I'm just gonna post it as, just an additional board meeting, so we can just run it like normal.
What
Yeah.
items will be on the agenda?
We can put anything that needs to be on, it'll just be a regular board meeting, but it'll be,
Same time, 9 o'clock.
an Act 51 budget. We have to amend and adopt our budget, and then it'll be accounts payable. And then if anyone has, like if Dwayne has any updates, I kind of figured we could kind of go through projects again, if there are any projects that we're wrapping up and billing out, because we want to get all of those billed out.
I think it should be focused on year-end stuff that we need to take
Yeah.
care of, because we're gonna have a meeting 3 days, or a week later.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
still got
Right.
them,
Yeah.
yeah.
The 7th is our next meeting
Yeah.
after this.
Well, sure.
So
Regular meeting.
I think we should focus on getting our year-end stuff wrapped up.
Yeah.
And keep it short, sweet, to the point, and on the road we go.
All right?
Okay.
That's
Thank
what
you.
the plan is, that's what we do. All righty.
Number 4,
Motion, golf outing, September.
number 3.
Number 3.
Pardon me?
We gotta do number 3, if that's okay with you.
Oh, well, it's certainly okay.
So,
I wanna check.
annually, we have in our past, approved safety awards for the road commission. And I guess I will say that normally that's based on the safety of our people. We've had, just like normal, no claims this year, no major claims that would raise our insurance or anything like that. So I'm assuming that at some point we'll get some kind of a letter that states, great job, you've had no major claims. Is that what you
That's
have?
what I have right here.
Yeah, I got it.
That's why I gave it
Yeah,
to
we
Wayne.
got it.
We just got
So
one.
does it say that it's low? I hope.
It's lower and going down.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah, we just got-
well, just say that because I'm just saying, hey, I hope we're gonna be getting that.
It's down.
Yeah.
That's why I brought it in, because he said he didn't get these.
Oh,
Thanks.
didn't
Surprised
you?
we got 'em and you
We
guys
all got it.
Just got it
I didn't
yesterday.
see it, so
Oh, good, I'm glad you brought it in.
look at that, it was back perfect
There you
timing.
go.
And then also, we will be getting, $24,000 refund. This all kind of goes in the
Yeah.
same kind of
Mhm.
talk that we're having. Normally refunds don't come out if you're not doing so well, if the pool's not doing so well. So normally what we do for safety awards is, we try to keep things local. That was something the board set a while ago.
Mhm.
We do, Jay's works with us to do a safety award, and you can take it into Jay's. I believe that the percent that they give us off is 15%.
Sounds
So
about
our
right.
safety award is normally 175, but the employees can spend 200, but the road commission is billed to 175.
175.
And, they can spend $500 if the employees want to, and they still get the additional percent off on their larger purchase, which is normally unheard of percentages off at Jay's.
Mhm.
All employees qualify for that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Regardless of their history of the year, maybe they specifically had a bad accident?
We've had no accidents.
Okay. So, what if they did?
They
Still get
Oh,
it.
that's-
You
they've
get it
never
now
dis-
too.
They've never discriminated against that.
Uh-huh.
So,
The thing is,
There you go.
he says, okay, huh? But, yeah, we've been doing that for
So
quite a while.
don't have any accidents between now and then.
Don't trip from the chair to the door.
So all employees, obviously your employees as well, the board members, and that's just how we handle it, and it kind of goes in turn with safety time, which is normally prior to winter, end of our season.
Hunting season.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yep.
kind of try to do
Falls
it
into
before
spec,
everything
okay.
is cleared out of the
What do you
store.
need from us?
Just want to make sure you're good. We would just need to make a motion
I
to
make
do
motion,
those.
we award safety
I'll
awards
second
this
it,
year.
Kim.
Yes,
Aye.
Yes.
Okay. And Want me to go just right on to number 4?
Yeah, go to number 4
Okay.
now, that would be fine. yeah.
All right, so, what our plan is, and Dave or Dwayne, correct me if I'm wrong here, but gonna do something a little different for the golf outing to cut costs, I think save money, rather than having what we've done in the past. I think we're just gonna start out here with just a smaller safety luncheon, do a little safety meeting, hand out our awards, and then we can do just the golf outing over there, and then I think we will just be done.
Uh-huh.
No,
No
Other-
no whiskey.
you're on your own.
Well, what you're saying then, you're not gonna have food and all that?
No,
Oh,
no,
just gonna have
no
your-
big dinner, cause we're just gonna eat here.
Mhm.
Yep.
You're
And so
gonna
as
have a
soon
lunch.
as,
So you gonna do a potluck or catering?
We'll have a
Do you-
lunch here, like, I think hamburgers and hot dogs,
Okay.
and maybe
Yeah.
some, whatever. And
Sure.
then
Sure.
Head over and golf.
And then
Yeah.
whoever wants to go to the golf course, that's.
Are they required to go golfing or no?
so here's,
Honestly.
so if they would
That's
like
what
to
they-
sit in the clubhouse, they're more than welcome, as long as they agree, which normally they do.
Mhm.
If they would like to sit in the clubhouse and wait for us to get back, but when we get back, again, when you're golfing, you're on your own.
Yeah.
When you're sitting in the clubhouse, you're on
You're
your
on your
own.
Yeah.
And when you get back, you're on your own.
You gotta get home.
On your own.
Yeah.
So again, you're not
Yeah,
there representing,
the road commissioner.
Yeah, the only thing
No.
we're concerned in is that morning meeting, I mean, regular, safety meetings.
yeah, so usually I think, what did you say, 11, 12-ish?
Around there,
So around that
Okay.
time, we'll, I'm assuming, bring everybody in, have a little safety, whatever they do.
Yeah,
Then we can just have lunch here, and then kind of go we'll hand out the safety things, and then head over there, and we can all golf together like normal, but we're golfing together as normal, as friends.
On the payroll. They're on the payroll, right? So there are responsibility.
Yeah, they would be on the payroll, they always are, aren't they?
yeah, they're on the table.
They would be, yes.
And if they
Yeah.
choose, in the past, if they choose not to go golfing, they either have to use their own time.
That's what I thought, that's why I asked if they were required, okay.
Yep.
Yep.
If they're staying there till the end of the day, if they go over and participate, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But if they don't, if they choose right after this part and go home, because I know some do, then they have to use their own time. So I
Time.
guess we have to talk about
That's not right.
if they,
What's that?
That's not right.
if they leave here and don't want to continue.
Right. I mean, I don't golf, I could care less. I mean, not,
It's a
not that I don't
camaraderie
go.
thing, though. It's
Yeah,
not just
you don't
No,
have to golf,
that's
like,
right.
I'm not a golfer.
Mhm.
I just ask to ride around, and I want to have fun with everybody.
Yeah.
So I just ride around in a cart.
It's always been pretty
I'm
good.
just not a golfer, I get very frustrated.
Well, me too.
I've
that's
watched you
Yeah.
golf before.
Yes, but I don't mind putting, but yeah.
I think I got a video.
So I
of
guess we
that.
wanna talk about how we wanna handle that then, or if we just wanna discuss it with employees, I guess.
Well,
It's been handled
It's
this
always
way
been
for
the
how
same
long?
way
I
for
don't know what you
years.
guys have
Yeah,
always
I mean,
done, so I'm
same
just
way.
kind
Yeah,
of.
they didn't do it when I was here, so.
Well, traditionally, Mike Dugan and I started this, how many years ago, Dave? 10?
oh yeah,
15? I
quite
don't
a
know.
few years.
Since
And
I've been
the
here.
commissioners, Mike and I threw in money and put on a safety thing. And then it kind of transitioned to where we were getting
Yeah.
donations from our contract Fisher. I don't know who donated, but people donated money to put that on for the boys. And that's kind of where
Didn't
it
cost us
evolved
anything.
to.
No.
I don't think we should spend any in-house, I don't know, for the golf and certainly the safety, certainly the awards.
Safety,
All
yeah, I
that's,
do
all
too.
that's legit, but I don't wanna get in the weeds on
No.
sending money over there for the boys to golf when they're on the payroll, right? So, and if a guy doesn't wanna golf, that's good. Can't we send him out on a truck?
Yeah. If there's work to do, they can, or they
Well,
can
there's
choose to
always
go home.
work to do.
Yeah.
However it's been done in the past,
Well, it's
I don't
okay.
see, I don't see, I don't have a problem with it.
I don't either.
So then how do you think we should handle, it's my understanding, talking with Donna this morning, the golf, would be no more than like $500 with our number of people that we have here now.
Well, however
What
it
are
was
some
done.
recommendations?
Pardon me?
What are some recommendations if we don't?
I would be happy to donate.
Yeah, I would too.
I mean, I don't, like I said, however it's been done in the past, I don't care.
When it first started, it was, like you said.
Yeah, we did.
Commissioners. And then, I believe, had you and Eric had just,
They went out and collected donations and gifts and door prizes or whatever, all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, there was a lot of, really too much.
So I agree with the philosophy, but it's kind of evolved into
Yeah,
I don't agree with what it's going to turn into. I
Right.
was disappointed last year.
yeah, that's my point.
And,
Disappointed from what?
well, there was a fight.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
And there was
that's why they're
alcohol
changing
involved,
it.
and there's whatever,
Drinking.
and so I don't want to go there. I appreciate the safety. I want to concentrate on the safety, whatever. I don't know.
well,
I'm
they
in
don't
agreement
really.
with Tim. I'm not a fan of people on the payroll golfing when other people that don't want to golf are not on the payroll. So, and I think there's liability exposure if we're on the payroll or employees are on the payroll and there's a fight.
That was after hours, I will say.
That's why
I
we're
will say that.
ixnaying
But
that.
still, it still relates back to the road commission and it really.
Right.
Yes.
reflects on it.
And we also have a public perception of, oh, they're over there golfing on the payroll, my road's not getting plowed.
Exactly.
And these other things.
Okay,
So that would be my input, not knowing the history of it.
Yeah.
Just looking at it from, if you ask me for the very first time, if this is our first year doing it, I would say no employees on the payroll for the golf part. Once the safety part's over, we want them to be involved in that. That's when the clock stops, you drive over there, or you go to work.
I agree.
You work, you get paid.
You think
go
that
over
would
there,
be
you
better?
don't, But you
Yeah.
got the benefit of the prizes, the camaraderie, the fun. If it turns out to be a rainy day, they can still work, they don't wanna golf.
Yeah,
And if it turns out that we don't have a big participation, because I've golfed in September when it's snowing. Or
sure.
it's so cold, it's miserable, and the only reason we did is because we paid money to go to a scramble, and you were miserable the whole time.
Sure.
And if I hadn't paid, I wouldn't have went. So I think that you could have some other situations come up that, so my vote is no pay. During the golf outing. That's my input.
I agree. So it's essentially, it's just evolved into a slow death, essentially is what's happened. I mean,
It's a
Then
good
you might be
thing
better
because you
off
have
just
no
to
accidents for a whole year.
Get
That's
rid of it
super.
because you're gonna have
That's
like
a super,
five
and that's a
guys
super
go
thing.
without,
But-
you
the
know,
thing is, I think to simplify it, just get rid of it.
that's
Okay,
what
so
I
Let's
think.
have our.
Safety luncheon
annual
and-
Safety meeting, right?
Mhm.
Have the meeting,
Yes.
and we're gonna have a little luncheon and what have you there.
Okay, so do you mind if I make a comment?
No,
For
go
some
ahead.
comments I had heard.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, you correct me if I'm wrong. I had gotten a couple comments that there are some people who feel that communication has went down, that, just feel that changes sometimes, they just want our, I'm not sure the word I'm looking for. It would be nice to just have a little bit of, like everybody getting along again and no walls built up again and, can't,
Well, we
we all
can't, I
get
mean,
along
I
again.
think the biggest thing is, if
Yeah.
we,
That's not what I've
if we do,
heard from
if we
some
go
people,
do our
so-
safety meeting and we still do a golf outing, if you go to the golf outing, I think they should have to use vacation time. I don't think anybody should be on the clock. at the golf house at all.
Or not use vacation time? Is that an option, or are you requiring it for them to use vacation?
Some kind of personal time. Off the clock. You know what I mean?
Can they take no pay if they choose?
That's what I'm asking.
Why would you do that?
Why don't we have the safety meeting in the afternoon?
Late afternoon.
Yeah, instead
And
of bringing
then,
everybody.
I shouldn't
in,
say late,
you lose
but-
a half a day, right?
Yeah.
For the guys to go back out.
We used to do a late pizza party.
The late party.
Have a
Have it,
have a 1 o'clock dinner thing. You know, eat dinner, have a safety meeting for a
Then they
couple
can-
hours,
then they
whatever.
can go home.
They can either go home or go golfing.
They're on their own, whatever.
They're on
they
their
wanna
own.
do.
And they're get paid their normal day,
They'd still get their 8 hours.
and they get a big meal and have to listen to safety for an hour and a half. Or hour. whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, they do.
So we don't have time if it's the end of September, but I guess you guys figure it out.
Well,
Figure it out.
I think that's kind of the way I was thinking, you know, that, we just have the safety meeting and call it quits, but let's have the safety meeting later.
And feed them.
Yeah.
and then you're good if they go golfing after
Yeah, they're on
hours,
their
so
own.
we get it.
Well, honestly, it's not up to us if they go golfing
They go
after hours. They can
golfing
go
or
out
go bowling
golfing
if they
any
want.
time.
They go
So
to
it's not really
bar
anything
or
having to do
whatever-
with the road
whatever
commission.
they wanna
The guys
do.
can golf if they
I'd
want
have the
to
safety
any
meeting and a
day.
meal late in the afternoon.
And when
That's,
that
we
meeting's
did,
done,
we did a lot of
that's
them
done.
like that, late, or I shouldn't say late, but
Because
you come in, you eat a
sometimes
big meal that
Mm-hmm.
the owners or companies supplied for you,
Yeah, but
and had an hour and a half, 2 hour, or whatever, safety meeting, and you went and did whatever you wanted to do.
And then you're gonna have a presentation from Carissa, like we do.
No, she can't make it.
oh, can't she?
No.
No.
No, but we'll have just a regular safety meeting with the guys.
Okay,
Put extra money into the catering.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
we can still get even some prizes or something.
Because if you get the input or the donations from the contractors, whether it's prizes or food money.
I wasn't gonna.
You weren't
get
even
all that.
soliciting them? Okay.
you know, the thing is, they're already getting their, safety awards, you
Right.
know, which is all part of it. So, yeah, let's pare that down where it should be. I mean, there's a lot of changes these days anyway, so,
Understandable.
so I think that,
Not gonna
it's,
make everybody happy.
it's time to, you know,
So we're just gonna say golf on own?
Yeah.
whatever they wanna do,
After
after the
I
safety
I don't even know if
meeting.
I'd say that because it really,
No,
they can choose to golf on their own any
I wouldn't
day.
even say that. We're gonna have a
Yeah.
safety meeting late in the afternoon. We're
Just
gonna
leave it
feed
That's the
like
way it
this.
is.
just leave it like
Okay.
this, a safety meeting. After the safety meeting,
Dinner.
they're still gonna get their 8 hours pay for the day.
Annual safety award dinner.
Yeah.
And after that, the
That's all it
safety
is.
meeting, that's it, goodbye, they're on their own.
Okay,
They can do whatever they want with their time.
okay, all right.
Let's do that,
Agreed. Good,
simplify it a little bit,
yeah.
and, it won't be so costly for the road commission. Okay, everybody's happy. Correspondence.
I have another, Al gave me this morning.
What?
Al Leonard gave me this
Oh,
morning.
Al, yeah.
He did, send out bids for our annual pavement marking.
Yeah,
And PK Contracting was the only bidder. And the bid amount is $48,336.
48,000.
$48,000.
What's that specifically for again? Just
Pavement
Pavement
markings?
the
So
lines,
it's,
all that fun stuff for the whole county?
740,000 feet of white and 370,000 feet of yellow, some railroad crossings, a couple stop bars.
Heaven knows we need it.
Everything we chip sealed and
Okay.
paved, we have to do
That
that.
went in.
And
So
then I don't
21 miles
know,
of chip sealing
Yeah.
that we did
Yeah.
is what
Yeah.
we're talking about.
Yeah.
48 grand for 21 miles,
Yes.
basically.
And
correct.
there was a couple spots missed last year and he added them in.
Gotcha.
Just-
Yeah,
Do you need a motion on that?
yes.
I make a motion that we accept that bid, PK.
I'll second that.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
okay. staff reports?
I think I
David?
already gave mine. so.
Yes, you did.
Yep.
Yeah, you did. Dwayne, what else do you have?
Dave updated all the projects pretty much. We will be replacing a culvert on Lake Station here shortly.
South of,
South of 115.
115, yeah.
Yep.
The one we did last year?
No,
No, that
that-
was,
It's a different one.
right in the S curves there.
Oh, okay.
that was a big one, yeah.
Yep. We'll be doing some work on Maple Grove, probably, hopefully in a couple weeks. Where there's a big pavement's failing, and we're gonna fix that this year.
Where's that at?
Maple
Maple
Grove
Grove.
and,
West of Bringle,
Oh,
just west of Bringle there.
oh, that part of the country, okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What else? That's about it for that. Al's got one more mile of paving to do for our local paving contract, and we'll be done with that.
One more mile.
One more mile, yep. And then we're gonna pave on Ridge Road, a spot for Frost Township. We're gonna pave
The bottom of the
Maple
hill.
Grove, and we're gonna pave,
Oh, my God.
Keene Road.
What
Pave
road?
that doggone thing, it's gonna be like a slide.
That's what they want
That's
done.
what they want, yeah.
Yep.
You gonna put some bumpers at the bottom?
Well, they've been wanting that for
Rubber
quite a
guardrail.
while,
Yeah.
Something.
Rubber guard.
so it's gonna be done
What
then.
road?
Mhm.
Ridge Road.
On the backside of Long Lake?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where you come right down to there's three roads
Like
that
this.
intersect. East Long Lake Road, Ridge,
Yep.
and there's a little cutoff road there.
Mhm.
But it's, whoo, steep.
But that's good, they're finally getting it.
Mhm.
That's been a long
An
time,
ongoing thing.
a long time.
And then on that, Dwayne, what are we gonna do about the water?
We've got some slotted drains, hopefully going in Friday this week. We've got we're gonna run pipe along the pole barn driveway,
Yeah.
and it's slotted, and we're gonna have some bit curb, so the water should funnel right to there. Stay out of his garage, get off the road, and then it'll shoot out at the bottom of the hill. We've already fixed all that drainage.
Okay.
Oh.
So it goes at the bottom of the hill, there's two cross culverts, and then it goes out to the lake.
Okay.
So that's taken care of then.
Well, the one
That's
we
all
seen-
taken care of, we're just waiting for the specialty pipe, we had a special order, and it's supposed to be here this week.
Is it?
Better pay, I told him what was gonna be last night.
The nice thing is the orientation of that road in the wintertime with the sun on that pavement should help us a lot, I hope.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
But that's good.
yes it is.
So as everyone knows, Kim
Yeah.
will be done the end of the month-ish.
They'll be-
We held interviews yesterday for her replacement. We had 4 interviews, went well. I'll be letting them know. I told them Thursday who we picked, and hopefully we will have that person in place by the end of the month.
By the end of the month.
Are you gonna have an overlap at all, Dwayne, or you planning
Yes.
that? Yeah.
I've let Dwayne know that I'm willing to stay to the end of October
Good.
to train the
To
person.
train.
Good. Excellent.
Good.
Thank you.
Well, that's good.
Are you gonna let us know right away, Dwayne, who you choose, or?
I will, I'll send out.
Yeah, send it.
I'll have Donna send out, how we do it, and then if they accept the position, then I'll announce it.
Was
and
she
we'll
considered or
Set a
not?
start date.
Was Donna considered or?
She was, yeah.
I just wondered.
You can say, she was, yeah, she didn't get the job.
I don't think she wanted it. Donna didn't want it.
Well, I just asked if she was considered.
All's fair.
Kim, what else you got? I mean, Dwayne was up, but I would like to make a statement that we're gonna miss you. You've done a very good job for us.
Thank you.
Been here a long time, and that's all I can tell you. Appreciate all you've done.
Good luck with your endeavors.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Kim. Go ahead, Dwayne.
Are you gonna be here on the 30th though, still, for our meeting? Okay, you can try that, hold it in.
That's hard to work.
I know, but then she'll make me cry, so I can't look at her. I'm trying to get her to stop.
What else you got, Dwayne?
I think I'm good.
How about commission reports?
I went to Frost last night. They seem to be pretty happy. I promised them the world on Ridge Road for Dwayne, so he better live up to it.
Yeah?
Bill promised him the
Yeah,
world,
other
so
than
we got
that-
that on. Put that in the
Everything's been going
minutes.
good, Dick.
Okay.
I'm good.
The
Kim?
clock, I wanna comment, baby steps, we're making progress.
It was here last time, Tim, you missed it. That was
You
our
missed
big
it.
production. We can.
That's all I had. I don't have
What else you, what do you got, Kim?
I'm Karen.
What do you got, Karen? I got Kim on my mind.
I gotta turn into a Karen, don't I?
What do you got, Kim?
I got.
I'll call you Kim if I want to.
Kim Junior.
Okay.
No,
Kim.
I got, Brian and Greg and Al all gave me some info. I'm gonna write an article for hopefully next week's papers, so get that done. Haven't had one out in a while, so
No, you haven't, that's good.
do that. But otherwise, everything's good.
Okay? I,
Go ahead.
no, I want you next.
Go ahead, Kim, go ahead.
You go ahead.
All right, Kim.
Go ahead, Kim.
Caplinger and Locust, where they meet over in Grant, we talked about it. Was there any improvements made? I meant to drive by there, just to see. There was the complaint because it's a truck route, bypass, so to speak, which we don't need to get into that, but there was some issues with really soft sand because it comes down and meets at that corner. I just.
Yeah,
pretty
they
bad.
weren't
For
they
everybody's
turning
benefit.
around or something there?
Well, it's a sharp corner, it's a kind of running again, you're fighting yourself at that corner because you're going one way and then you're cutting back the other, so it's tight. And I haven't heard of any complaints in a while, but I just thought I'd bring it up before it was an
Do
issue.
you know, Dave? I don't know.
Last I knew is, yeah, it has some loose sand there,
Lot
I
of sand
understand what you're
there,
saying.
yeah.
We can probably go out there and put some of our maintenance gravel out there, and maybe try to tighten it up for them. It's, cause I did go out and look at it, and, I mean, it shouldn't be an issue as far as making that turn. I drove truck plenty
Yeah.
of years, so. I
And
mean,
I'm not
but-
claiming there is or isn't, but it did get brought up,
yeah.
and several years ago, the road commission committed to making some improvements there.
We did, it didn't, you
And I don't know if they did or didn't, but.
Yeah, they
again,
cleared some trees out of there and stuff, like
Yeah.
some brush and stuff for visual purposes, but maybe there was gravel put down there and it's just
Gone
back
by
to
now.
sand
Yeah.
by now, I don't know, but I can go out and check it
Okay,
out.
thank you. And then, I just don't wanna lose sight of the Surrey Road conversation we had last week, the S-curves to the east of Grant, where we've got the washout problem,
Yep.
the traffic
Yeah.
problem, the Amish problem, and
We are,
that whole issue.
so the plan for that, Al's gonna address it next year,
Okay,
permanently with pavement. So that'll be part of our paving program for next year. But this year, Dave and Al and the foreman had a meeting yesterday. We're actually committing one specific person and truck. And they're gonna start, I think they started today or tomorrow. And they're gonna go around and start addressing these low
edges.
edges.
The
So
edges.
Surrey Road, and we have some
Surrey.
targeted areas. Al put together a map. So as they address the areas, they'll highlight it on the map so we can start building like kind of a section.
As we know, we've had a lot of rain this year.
Yeah.
One good rainstorm can take out what you just fixed yesterday,
Mhm.
if we're not on top of the
Mhm.
problem areas.
Yep.
Okay,
And we got a new toy for our skid steer,
nice.
a Harley rate.
Harley.
Oh,
We've been
Harley
using
for
that
it.
already.
We're kidding.
Is that what they call that?
Motivator or whatever you
Yeah,
want.
we started using it yesterday on Business Route 27 north of the airport, and it's pretty cool. So it's gonna go around, start addressing a lot of our high curb areas.
I see there's been some work there, that was.
So it goes and just, it rototills, it just pulverizes the sod and everything, and then we can grade.
Work it, instead of leaving big clumps out there.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Did a good.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
good.
everybody does
You can
that.
move with the skid
Yeah,
row
it
too.
looks good.
You've seen it, probably.
You got
Guys
to
up
fight.
on Long Lake right now.
I haven't seen it, but yeah, I'm sure
You'll see it, we're
With
gonna
skid
use
loaders.
that on our, that's gonna be part of our shoulder program and start
Good.
curbing. And
Good.
it's gonna be on our projects for, I wasn't happy with our final topsoil grading visual, so we're gonna start dressing these projects up better, so.
Good, thank you. And any update on Jason Monty's complaint with the insurance program that
I
we
haven't
need to
heard
share?
anything.
Okay. And then finally,
I do have a little update.
Do ya?
It's not really much of anything, but I know that the form was completed and they sent it here.
okay,
And that isn't where they need to send it. So Donna, she contacted the person who sent it here and just said it needs to go to the insurance company, if you see at the bottom. And it's
Okay.
little writing, so
Sure.
she just,
easy to make mistake.
yeah, let them know that it needed to go somewhere else, so.
Oh,
So it's in progress.
I'm assuming they've sent it in, and then once it's received, the insurance company normally contacts Donna. If they have any questions, I guess I should say.
And finally, Old 27, I don't know when we did it, it's been a while, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. There was the project that Deepak, had on his
Yeah.
radar, redoing the entire Old 27 section, almost in Clare County, maybe it wasn't the entire section, but what's the feedback on that? There was a little controversy on whether it was gonna work, if it was a waste of money.
sandwich seal?
Sandwich seal?
Yeah,
Sandwich
it's
seals,
that whole.
looking good.
Seemed, and
I think it actually does look good.
I think, I mean,
It's
it's
holding
been
up.
what, 4 or 5 years?
No.
And-
No, it's only been a couple
Two.
of
Okay,
years.
seems like it was
Three,
started quite a while
maybe
ago.
2.5.
Now,
Two.
Yeah.
Okay,
2 right now, because we
But
put
it's
it down
looking good
just
for the
before the
time.
election,
okay,
Yeah.
2 years ago.
okay.
the
What's
time-
everybody's thoughts on it?
Well, I tell you what, you know as well as anybody, if you drive North Clare Avenue from Manside into Jay's,
Yep.
it was
I
bad.
drove it all the time.
In the wintertime
Yeah.
especially,
In
February.
I was concerned.
February, it'd knock you right out of it, right when the cold, not when the frost was pulling, but when the frost was going deeper,
Yep.
it would knock you right out of the cab.
Yeah.
From Beaver,
I think
from
it's
Beaverton
bad.
Road north.
Could've
And
should've
I-
had a blade down when you were riding.
Right.
You know, how it holds up over the course of 10 years, we'll see, but it
That's
was
still
a
looking really
vast
good.
Yeah,
improvement.
yeah. Especially in February, it was odd, because
Yeah.
it'd do it when it was really cold, which is understandable,
Yeah.
but you would think it would've did it
Worse at the frost
when,
level.
March, April, but no, when it was dead cold, it would knock you right out of the cab.
I just remember there was a little bit, that'll never work, we're wasting our money kind of conversation.
No, it's working.
But it seems to me like
Seems
it's
to be.
working, so I just wanted to.
It's
I'm really
Get your
happy
input.
with it so far. It's been, what, a couple of years now?
2 years.
Yeah.
On that note, is there anything, or is it due another course of seal coating or anything? Was there one more thing or
We're
something?
gonna
or
stay on
was it
top
done?
of it.
I'm not
The only
sure
thing
on
was
that.
big-
I think that was more of an Al and Deepak thing.
They was on it for a year and then they seal coated it, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So basically, they made that just float on that cement then.
No.
Or-
No, I believe it was like a overlay and then a chip seal and then an overlay. That's
Yeah.
where they get the sandwich.
Then
And they
chip
called
seal,
it
yeah.
the sandwich seal, yeah.
It's more flexible.
That's
Yeah.
what.
Oh, is that what it
yeah.
is?
So it would disperse the heat,
Is it-
right?
Yeah, 'cause that's all cement on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any
It has
other
a
roads
memory.
that you guys can think of that should be pursued, that technology or option in your travels, if everybody's happy with it, before it gets to a point where it's not, we can't save a stretch of road? Is that something?
We don't have
Most
much
of our
concrete
blacktops are
under our
pretty good.
roads,
North Clare Avenue,
pretty
north
good shape.
of,
north of Long,
Arnold Lake Road.
Arnold Lake Road.
Well, we pulverized that up to Reds.
That
And
was
then
cracked
from
once.
Reds to the county line, it was not pulverized. But even after the pulverizing, and that was 15, 20 years ago,
Yeah.
that still has a memory.
Right.
And you can see it heaving up there on
Mhm.
North Clare, but
Al is working with SSI. By October 1st, he's supposed to get with him as far as starting to build a list of our projects for our federal money next year.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we're going the route of overlays for next year instead of chip sealing. He wants to do all overlays.
yay.
Amen.
But
Makes some sense.
I mean, with the amount of money that we get though, it's gonna be like maybe 8 miles
Right,
worth,
yeah.
so.
It's all right.
Yeah.
So that's Al, I know that's his plan as far as what roads and stuff right now.
No, but he's,
Yeah.
He's working on that, so.
Good.
and
That's all I
that's
got.
good.
Thank
He's
you.
gotta have that put together October 1st so we can get the ball rolling for design and everything, so.
very good.
It goes into our books differently, so I'm all about that.
I will say Brand Road looks like it's holding up. Where
Which
they
part?
put this, where they put the spin on.
North of Beaverton?
Well, they haven't did the first mile yet. The second mile with the main farm is.
Yeah.
The first mile we graded this week.
I see that.
We worked it, we spun it, or scarified it, graded it, shaped it, and Packard kind of wanted us out of the way.
Oh, yeah,
Harvesting.
they're harvesting.
But that mile, that's all we were gonna do to that mile. We weren't doing any stabilizing of that mile, just the one north of Dover.
Well, I mean, it looks good,
It's
guys.
been
It looks
improved
like,
quite a bit.
it looks like it's, that dry cement's gonna work.
And the one south of Colonville, we lined, and that one's
Did ya?
actually holding up really well.
Yeah.
With all the rain we had the last weekend or whatever, so.
What else you got? Mark? What else?
Oh, I said I'm
The
done.
only,
Okay, I have only a couple of things. I went to the Surrey Township meeting, and everything's fine there. There was some discussion about the dam over at Surrey Lake, but I told him to call, what's his
Russ.
Carl Parks.
Oh, Carl, yeah.
Parks, yeah.
Well, that dam, we inspected the dam for them. The engineer I have on
Okay,
as needed that does our bridge
yeah,
inspections,
yeah,
he did the dam inspection for me as well.
okay,
So
okay.
there's no load restrictions on the dam.
Mhm.
And then now they were angling to make a load restriction on the
I
road.
know, but I told them, they'd have to do like Grant Township did.
Yep.
We don't, the road commission
Right.
has nothing to do with that, so.
Right.
Anyway, everything, that was a discussion, so. And then after that, I went over to Grant Township, and the discussion was the shoulders of where the curves are.
Okay.
And I told them we're working on it. So, that's about it, everything went fine there. And that's my report. Okay? There's no miscellaneous or anything, anybody else? So we can adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yes? Yes, sir. How's that going, huh? What do you think?